Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another 3ds makeover video. I have done like 4 or 5 of these at this point, so if you want to watch them, they're all in a playlist on my channel. But in today's video, we're making a whole new custom themed DS. To get the elephant out of the room, I know this DS we have already decorated. As you can see, it's taken some hits, but it's still pretty much intact. The thing is, I cannot afford to keep buying DSs just because I want to decorate it. So we gotta work with what we have here. I still will be calling this a custom build because I am changing a lot. I'm just not doing the whole plate thing again because that was a pain and I don't want to mess it up more than I could, but I have some really cool ideas. So let me go over what we currently have going on and what the plan is, and then see if we can figure it out, because there's a first time for everything and I'm taking you along with the journey on this one. For starters, this is my white and pink custom build 3ds modded whole shebang, and I made it Miffy themed. So as the cover you can see here, I used polymer clay to make the little Miffy, and then I had all of these little decals I glued on. The inside is also decked out with stickers, and then I have a custom theme that I made. This is not Miffy one anymore, but pink is pink, you know, that's how we're going with this one. So I also have made other cases in the past. For example, I made this one. It's currently on my boyfriend's black DS. This one is just a simple black one. It's really heavy though. I think that's my biggest problem. I made this using silicone and also a bunch of polymer clay, but this is so heavy. Like it's gorgeous. Okay, I love the way it looks, but practicality from holding this, like it's almost just tipping over because how big it is. I do have a video up on my channel on how I made the whole thing, so if you want to see the making of this one, check that one out too. But for today I have a different idea, so let me show you, because you know it's a good idea when you have to get out of bed to write it down. Here we go. This is the plan. I really want an ocean themed 3ds, so I'm thinking we're gonna make, instead of pink and white, it's gonna be blue, oceany white. So my plan is to make out of polymer clay these pieces that will go over the side here and on the bottom here, and then not too many, because I noticed again with this situation it's just too heavy, so I want to keep it light on that one, because I was planning to do silicone, but I think I'm going to skip it for this time. So we're going to make some clay elements and we're going to glue those on the front here, and then I also think maybe I should try making a stand out of air dry clay, because currently I use this phone stand, which I really like. Okay, I love this one, it's my favorite, but it's not really that like secure for holding a DS when I'm using it. It's just for display. I don't really use it while I'm actually playing, and if I want to record more videos I got to have a more stable one. So maybe I'm gonna make this out of air dry clay and then paint it, and then maybe polymer pieces on there. I don't know yet, but let's not get too overwhelmed with this one. Now I hear you asking, how are you gonna do this one? This is pink. I bought a bunch of clear cases of AliExpress. You can buy these for every console basically on there, and I just bulk bought like 3 for each type of DS that I have, just so I can make more custom cases. So we're gonna be working on this one, and instead of replacing the plates, I think I'm just gonna print out a piece of paper and then sandwiches in between, kind of like a decal without sticking it on, so we can do it on the top and the bottom. I have not tested out how big of the size, so I think that's what we're gonna start off with today. Let's start a very simple here. Another thing that we will be doing is making a custom theme you will be able to download at the end of this video, as well as maybe some other one. I don't know how many I'm gonna make. I just don't feel like removing these stickers. Maybe I'll add some blue ones in there to decorate a little bit more, but I love these stickers too much to remove them, because I won't have another try with these. Okay, so the stickers are staying on the inside, but we can still, again, we can still work around it. I think the best way is just to trace around this and then try it out and then get a custom size, and then just print out a picture that's bigger than the size that we actually need, and then just trace the paper that we have, if that makes any sense. So I traced the bottom one. Let's test that one first. I'm just gonna go around, but like leave a little bit of space because of the rounded edges. And then because these are rounded, I'm gonna put 2 cuts here and 2 cuts here, because I think that will help with the creasing. I actually have no idea. Okay, my plan didn't work, but we can just put the piece of paper in it. I totally forgot. Of course I need charging as well, but that's okay. Still need to be able to access these parts, which I may have forgotten about for a second. This is not my best work. Okay, don't come for me, but it fits, and I think we have all of the, well, I guess I messed that one up. Let's see if it also goes into the DS. It should be fine because I've done decals before inside of protective cases. So let's see. Alright, I'm gonna have to make a better version of that. But that works, and let me make one for the top, and then we have a template done. This is where I'm gonna say good enough. I don't have a hole puncher, so I hope for the real deal it's not gonna be an issue, but this is basically our mock-up for how I'm gonna do it. For now, let's go to Pinterest and see if I can find any ocean themed backgrounds that I like. It could maybe also use for a theme, then we have it like on both sides. And then I'm just gonna print out an A4 size paper, trace this template, cut it out, and then we'll have an insert. The problem is all of these are for mobile and I need like iPad or like PC, but Pinterest only let me search and then give me these kind of results. I think this might be a really good one. I quite like this one too. Because we're gonna be doing overlays and stuff, I don't want it to be too distracting. Okay, I think we might have our winner. This one is pink and it's blue and it's got fishes but not too many. I think I'm gonna see if I can print this out. Hopefully it won't be too blurry. Maybe we can use this one. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really measure, I just did it a little bit bigger. I think we might actually have the perfect size, so let's see. I think we might be just a little bit too tiny, but honestly, I don't feel like wasting paper today, so we're gonna see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll just print it out again. But let me trace the two parts that I like the most. For the top one, I like a lot of this fish stuff, so I'm gonna move it a little bit down and we'll do it from here. And the bottom half, I mean, all of it is kind of pretty, so we'll just, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna leave this part off. No one's gonna see that anyway, who cares? Am I right? We ended up with some really funky shapes. I think I did okay on the holes. I don't have a perforator. I wish I did, but oh well. Let's see with the bottom one first. So I know you won't be able to tell because of the power of editing, but I've been at this for a hot minute. Ugh, moment of truth. This is a problem. Maybe because you don't really look at the bottom that much. Okay, we gotta be frugal here. Maybe I can put some stuff on the side. Wait, this is not right. Wait, this is not right. Did I do it wrong way around? Oh my god. I traced it wrong way around. That is so stupid. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, this is supposed to be on that side, so I was wrong either way. At least the color looks cool. Alright, yeah, I have another genius plan. I refuse to print out a new paper. If I really hate it in the end, we can still do it, okay? But like, if it's not really broken, then why fix it? There. Ta-da! Yeah, I DIY the piece on the side. It doesn't look the best, but like literally, let's be realistic here. Who's looking at the bottom? As long as it's kind of like covered, this is good enough for me. Look, every sensor is open. I can still open, get the stylus out. I can still open the SD card. You know what? I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. This is a finito, okay? This is final. Now for the other cover, let's see if this one is good in one go. The camera is probably going to be a little bit of an issue on this one. And the clear overlining here. Let's trim that. I'm not perfect either, okay? I'm not perfect either. But other than that, I think it's pretty solid. I'm gonna take off a little bit from the front here as well. And then we have our beginning done for today. Let's move on to making all of our decorations. I'll probably do a voiceover for the rest of me making this stuff, but I'm quickly gonna show over my supplies if you were wondering, or if you also have been wanting to make this yourself. I use a Fimo. You can use any polymer clay really, but I prefer this brand, also it's easy to get. I have a shit ton of these, so I'm gonna see which colors I'm gonna go for. I think I want to do more of a pastel theme just because I like the white and the light colors, honestly. Other supplies I'm using here, I have some blending tools and stuff. If you're getting any of these, I would say the silicone ones are nice for blending stuff together. I would recommend it. Also, I use a little board to do the work on so I can lift it close to my face. And of course, also a blade you will need to cut the clay sometimes. Overall, I've made a bunch of things before. Like this Miffy is made out of clay, and like I showed here, basically all of these pieces here are made out of clay. So I've been around with these kind of things. It has been a while since I actually made clay stuff because I used to a ton when I was like 11 or 12, and then I recently got back into it. I haven't made too many things, but I also tried experimenting with making keycaps and stuff. So I made a cow one and a pom-pom-porin one, and I have a box of all of the stuff I made. This is all like the stuff I made since I'm an adult because I have so much from when I was a kid. But dude, if you've never tried this hobby before, making stuff out of polymer clay is so fun. Like, this used to be my everything. I don't know what happened, but we kind of fell off here. So I don't think I've ever made any ocean things because normally I prefer making sweets and cakes and cookies and other things. I don't know. Food is definitely a favorite of mine. Today we're gonna try something different. Now let me get back into it. For baking, I quickly want to show you my setup because I have to put this in the oven. I'm using some baking paper, and because I want to have some of it like drape off the side of the DS, even though it's only a small bit because I don't want to go too far over, I'm using this thing to kind of put it on when I'm gonna bake it, so it kind of mimics the side of the DS so it doesn't go straight. Hopefully it'll work out. So now let's get into the craftsman, I guess. So I'm starting off here by making the jellyfish. It's going to be in the corner, and this is something I really miss doing. I had so much fun doing this. I highly recommend you doing this for yourself. I modeled this onto the DS itself since I'm just using a case and I was just planning to transfer it. I just wanted to make sure that it kind of steeped over on the side and that the little jellyfish thingies would connect good enough and also not cover the camera, so that's why I did it straight onto the DS. I recommend taking your DS out if you're doing any of these steps. I didn't for any of these. Also for when I assembled everything, don't do what I did, okay? So I don't want to take any risk for your DS, but I made some of them long and stringy, some thin, and I tried to curl them a little bit, and I'm using a needle tool to kind of blend it into the base of the jellyfish itself to just kind of blend that out. And here I'm transferring and making sure we kind of have that little part blending over. One of the key elements of my creative creations would be a little face on it. So I use a little dotting tool to make a hole and then 2 dots and a line because that's kind of the iconic way to do it. But these are really fine lines, and I used to be so good at doing this, but these days I'm so shaky. I don't know what happened. So now moving on to the little star in the corner. I could have used a cutting piece to just cut out the shape of a star, but I guess that would be too easy, so I just started like kneading around. The thing is with this kind of clay, if you hold it for too much, it will kind of get too warm and too soft and you get a lot of fingerprints on it, so that's why I like to use this little thingy on it. Then I made some little balls and put them on top of the starfish, and again used the dotting tool to kind of make some details on there that a jellyfish would have in the middle. And of course the iconic little face wouldn't be complete without a face on it, and I think it turned out okay. I ended up making another star because I felt like the little star was a little bit too naked, but that one turned out way worse. Another idea I had was making bubbles out of glittery white clay, because I was like, oh, I don't have any bubbles, so why don't I make some and then we can just glue those on. So I just made these really small dots and then put the dotting tool in there, so kind of make it look like it's a ring without being a ring. Then here you see me kneading half, I guess, out of screen, making the star. This failed, so I tried again making like different triangles and then pushing them together, which I ended up sticking with. But this is a rough one, you guys. I need to get practicing on the star shapes, but I can't draw stars. I can't make stars out of clay, so what do you expect? So I also ended up adding those little dots on there too, but because this one was smaller, it was kind of more tedious to do, as you can see, but off that one goes. Then afterwards I decided I didn't have enough stuff, and I thought maybe I can make some little clownfish out of pastel yellow, which they turned out really cute. I made a bigger one at first, and then I made a smaller one, which I'm surprised with my skill because they both turned out quite well. And again, for some reason I'm not doing any of this in frame, but I don't know. I was debating to do either the fishies or maybe more jellyfish or maybe even seaweed, but I felt like the colors kind of didn't really fit with the vibe that I was going for this one. But at least, as you can see on the case, that we have this orange starfish thing on the side, so I thought that maybe because of that the orange little Nemo guys would fit pretty well. And here you can see me making the smaller one. I ended up doing a little bit detailed, but if only I put my stuff in frame, we all could have been enjoying this right now. But yeah, you can see it's kind of the size of like a little part of my finger. Alright, now that's in the oven, we're gonna move on to making the stand. I have some air dry clay, so this one will not go in the oven. It'll be a while before this dries, because last time I made something, I can show you real quick. I made a controller stand. This took like 4 days to dry, so we're gonna go for something like this, but then more shape different, I guess. But honestly, the angle would work, it just needs to position better because this one is not made for a DS. So we're gonna make something of the same size, so let me go into that now. Let me tell you, I was fighting for my life trying to get half of this clay out. It was so slimy, but at least it's good to work with. If you want some tips on this, I recommend doing it on some parchment because it's just easy to clean and to transfer once you're done with it. And have a bowl of water so you can see me dunking my head in every couple of times to keep it smooth because you kind of want to smooth it out. I also recommend wrapping your DS or at least the case in some foil so you don't get all of that clay stuff all over your DS, which I of course didn't do, but I recommend you doing it. There are some flaws with this thing in the end because it tested really well when I was putting it on, but I guess it's because the clay was still wet and sticky. But later, a few hours when it's a little bit dry, I put it on and it kind of tipped a little bit backwards. But I don't know. I don't think it wasn't bad enough that I think this project is failed. Maybe I can tweak it a little bit later or something, or glue something on to keep it more in place. But I don't know. First time for everything, so I can't expect it to be perfect. So basically what I'm doing just here is just smoothing it out for the rest, and then I'm putting it aside so we can let this dry. It has been around 24 hours. I ended up doing 2 layers of glazing. If you are wondering which one I used the one from Fimo. I think this one is really nice. I know a lot of people also like to do their clay charms with a resin. However, I just didn't want to mess with that right now today. I didn't really feel like it. This was just faster and easier to do. And the results are still like quite shiny. It's not like resin shiny, but I did the same for the Miffy one. I think this one even got 3 layers and you can see how shiny and glossy it is. So if you haven't tried this before you want to invest in getting all of this resin stuff in the UV light and whatever, I recommend checking out the glaze that comes with Fimo. I think this one is pretty affordable also. Then meanwhile, an update on the little stand. This one has like a long time to dry, especially the bottom, but the sides are kind of getting hard already. I kind of miscalculated this, okay? I tested it last night when I was still drying it. If I put this in, it's not really that stable. I might make something on top and glue it on here so it kind of like folds in. I don't know yet. Okay, I think it's fine. Actually, let me flip this upside down so the bottom can dry, but it's going to be a minute before we can do this, so we're going to decorate the DS first. Now, I quickly want to say, if you are doing this, I do not recommend gluing it on while your DS is still in the case. However, I don't think I feel like taking it off today. I'm sorry, I just don't feel like it. So what we're going to use are our elements that we have just crafted. I'm using this super glue from a mini kit and then this pick to apply a little bit more detail. I use the same glue for here and only 2 pieces fell off, but I've been kind of rough with my DS, so it's whatever. But I also recommend E6000 glue, Gorilla Glue, just any super glue really that you could use. You can also use resin if you want, but just make sure you take the case off so you can cure it from the inside, if that makes any sense. I think that will also be really strong. So what I had planned was this going on the side here, this one on the top here, together with a smaller one. Actually, I don't know. I should have done the opposite. I should have done a small. Let's see, something like this. And then I made bubbles. I don't even know how I envisioned the fishies to come into this. I don't know. Since this is more decorative anyway, I don't feel like I'm gonna be more of a display piece in the end, isn't it? And then the bubbles I will also glue on. I'm gonna have to fidget around with this. What I'm also going to be using is this set. You can get deco sets for, I think normally these are for nails on AliExpress, but this one has pearls, which I think will match the theme, and maybe some sea stars and stuff that I can use here. I also have these like fake gummies, but because of the color, I think it will look very nice with our set, right? Look, it kind of adds more of a sea starry vibe to it. And then I'm gonna use the flat back pearls in here as well. You know, first things first, let's start off by gluing this one down and then decide on the rest, because I really don't know. But this one is like made for this spot, so this is this is where it's gonna go. I feel like my glue is kind of getting old, so it's not it's very stringy. This is going to be a problem. I don't really have any other glue right now. I might have super glue, but I don't feel like looking for it, so I might have to, because this is so stringy. That is bad. I guess it kind of goes with the octopus theme, or the jellyfish. It's not even an octopus. I'm losing the plot myself here too. Alright, we only have one go at this, so we better stick it on, right? I'm gonna look for some super glue. I've never used these before. I bought them, but I never used it. It's so scary. I'm so scared I'm gonna get super glue all over me. I'm such a clumsy person. I used to be way better at making miniature stuff because I made these all the time, but I quite clearly lost my skill because I used to be way more fine skilled than this. But yeah, I'm scared of getting glue all over myself. Let's see if how does this even work? Like toothpaste, I guess. Alright, let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, okay. It works, it works, it works. Okay, now let's figure out the rest here. Yeah, the vision was having this one in the corner, but I kind of wish I made this one smaller. I was scared that this was going to be too big, but I don't think I'm gonna include the little jellyfish or the little fishies. Should I? I kind of like it. I just don't know what other elements I want to add. Definitely some pearls and stuff. So let me quickly sort through this back and see if I can find anything good. I fear there may be a little bit too much star, but I don't really have any other shape. But I did find these really cool pearls and they are kind of bent. So I think I'm going to glue those on the corner to kind of make it more immersive. So I have a few of those. And then the bubble, but this is going to be the main layout. So let me glue on the other stuff too. I made some sort of DIY sticking tool because it's so tiny. I don't want to get it on my finger, so I use those sticky tab you use to hang posters and just put it on the end of the paintbrush, and then if I press here it will stick to it, but not enough that it will get stuck on there, if that makes any sense. So I think I'm going to start off with the star in the corner here. This one is pretty big, so we can just add that right here. I'm scared of this glue, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of like it gets everywhere and I don't want it on my fingers. There we go. This one looks kind of wonky. I'm not that good at making star shapes. The back is even more of a mess, but good thing no one has to see that part. I don't know why I didn't make it more flat. I think I remembered pushing them down before I baked them, but I guess they kind of got lifted here. But it's okay. It kind of gives them their more unique shape. Right? Right. Okay, now it's time to test the theory of this little DIY thingy. I don't think you'll need much glue. Sometimes less is more. If it falls off, I'm just gonna add a little bit more, but I want to prevent gluing my fingers onto anything but this. Let me hold it down. That works! This works really well. Press it down and hold it for a second, and then roll it right back up. Alright, let's test how the pearly one does, because this one is like really tiny. Oh my god, my hands are so shaky. Oh, okay, it's on. Don't worry. Next up, let's do the gummy right here. Oh my god, it's way too much. Fuck. Oh, that's way too much. What do I do? Do I just leave it? Kind of looks cool. I should have done that. Maybe I still can. Resin bubbles? Fuck, that's a... No. See, mistakes come with good things. Mistakes come with good things. It's just that I have to remove that right now. And I don't know how. Let me try with a tissue. Please don't make me regret this. We're being very, very careful here. We don't want to get it anywhere else. And then we still have enough glue, right? To just like put there. We're just gonna sit that for a minute. Dude, I'm gonna do that with the resin. You're so smart. Thank you for the great idea. Okay, moving on. Now it's time to glue this on the curve. Let me show you how cool this is. Let's put it like right here. Like, isn't that cool? It helps with the immersion. We're gonna put the other two here on the other corner. Everything's going wrong. Oh my god, I dropped it in the glue. Okay, that one is gone. That we're not trying that one again. Hold on. Let me try this one. There's still glue here. Dude, if I wasn't so shaky all the time... Alright, let me hold that down. That's not... Oh my god. I don't think this is happening, girl. It's sticking to everything, but where it's supposed to go. Oh my god, I was scared of this. Please stop, okay? Never mind. Forget it. Alright, we're not doing that part. We don't even need that right there. Boom, gone. No problem. Never was there. Psych. I just have to death grip it for a second. I kind of want more pearls on there, but I don't think I have any flat ones. For some reason, they're all curved like that. Another experiment, I just got an idea. What if we just try and file this one down to be flat? It seems to be more flat. Let's give it a go. Put it up here. Oh my god, it's way too much glue. At least it's not going anywhere. Am I right? Alright. Okay, I think that's enough for those little pieces. Let's add some of the bubbles that I made, and then we're gonna try and DIY some bubbles because I think they'll be really fun. Alright, there we go. How are we liking it? I just need more bubbles, I think. Now it's time for the bubbles. I have here my UV resin. I got this one off AliExpress if you're wondering. It's just like regular UV resin. And I'm using one of those nail lamps. Let me just get it in shot real quick. It's just one of those cheap ones. I'm gonna cure for at least like 120 or something. I don't want to take no risks here. I don't know if my DS can go underneath the light. I don't think it's gonna be effective because it's not that strong of a lamp. But fuck around and find out. So let's go see. Let me just start adding bubbles, I guess. If you want to have a good bubble, you kind of want to swirl around and then make it like when you pull it up, you kind of swirl it so it goes into itself, if that makes any sense. Like that's a bad one. But the good thing is if I mess up, I can still wipe it off because it only cures with UV. Alright, let me go cure real quick so I don't want to risk anything overrunning. So let's see how long it takes. This has to be one of the coolest things I've ever made, at least in a long time, okay? So it did cure exactly how I wanted it to cure. Thank God for mistakes, because else I would never have thought of this. This is pretty cute. I'm gonna add like a few more to go like on top and a few more at the bottom, so it kind of like connects. I don't want to fill up the whole thing because it's gonna be heavy, okay? If you're gonna keep going like, oh, did I just snap it? I just snapped it. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I can put that back. It's my creations, okay? Oh my god, I just did not do that. That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm gonna add some more of these, and then I think we're gonna go ahead to my computer because I want to make at least like 2 or 3 different themes that I can use in this whole oceany theme, and we're gonna make those together. Welcome to my computer now. We're gonna make some themes. Before you ask how do you make themes, I do have a full in-depth guide with links and everything on how you can make your own custom theme. This one is more going to be how I do it, kind of more my thoughts and stuff when I'm making a theme that maybe you can get inspired, but not so far as a tutorial because I already have one of those up, so do check that one out if you are interested. I'm thinking 2 or 3 themes, something like that. As you can see, my background is already also in the ocean. I just really love the ocean. So let's start off with making a new folder. I have like all of these templates already ready, so we're gonna go into my themes. We're gonna drop it in here, and I'm just gonna name this one Ocean Blue, because I think the first theme we're gonna make is going to be with the background I also used for the back image, because I thought it might be cool if we had like dual colors. For all of these, I want to use the same song. I've already converted this one, but this one is by Super Mario. I went just kind of like through all the Mario water levels because I really like that kind of music and it felt like it fit. Here, you can hear it for yourself. It's very relaxing, very calming. We can actually have that play for a bit. And then we're gonna call this also Ocean Blues. Now we're gonna get into picking our images. My Pinterest is already full of all of these images that are kind of like wallpaper potential or like theme potential, because that's what I've mostly been using it for. I did save also some wallpapers from here, so let's start off by taking this one. I noticed you can just drag and drop to folders. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. You can just drag and drop and it's downloaded. It's amazing. And then for the folder, I kind of want to have a little background too. So we have the little fishy, so maybe bubbles pattern, right? I don't want it to be an image itself either, but something like this or something like that. You know what, those bubbles, I think this blue one, you might have to change the color a little bit, but we can use this one for the folder. So this is kind of how I choose and pick, I guess, just for a picture what I think will look nice. So let's start off by going into the template for the top and bottom. I use Photoshop, but like I said in my tutorial, you can also just use Canva if you would like, or whatever other program you prefer. So I'm just gonna drag and drop that in here. My technique for lining them up is just putting this one in the corner, then duplicating it to the other page. My layers are cropped off, but kind of position them at the same time, and then you resize them both at the same time so they stay separated. I really like that. Whoa, okay. I really like the coral at the bottom, so I think I'm gonna have it somewhere around here. Honestly, that's already done, my humble opinion. But I know it's super niche. I really like these Rilakkuma ocean themed ones, so I was thinking maybe we can add a little Rilakkuma in here. That he's just like swimming in the ocean, right? Because it's gotta make it a little bit more my style sometimes. Look at this little guy, he's just swimming. He's just a little jellyfish. You're not even gonna notice that he's here. To make him kind of blend in better, I sometimes like to use a mask with the shadow inside, and then use like a blue, because that's the theme of all of this. Look, if we make this blue, he will blend in way better with the background. So this is the before, this is the after. It's a little tip for me, okay? For me to as a little tip how to make your characters blend in a little bit better. And now I kind of want to add some more, because I know there's other places. I, for example, have the little, I think he's a manatee. It's so cute, so cute. What if he's in there? Let's get him in there. I don't think that's a manatee, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure this is a oh, stingray. Yeah, I keep confusing the two, even though they don't look nothing alike. So we're just gonna take him out of here, and then we're just gonna copy that little gradient so he also blends into this. Dude, this is so cute. I sometimes like to change the transparency a little bit, because if he's like 96%, he also kind of blends in better with the background. That is is so cute. Stop. I think this is good. So I'm quickly gonna export these images to our folder here. Now it's time to make the folders itself. And I also have a technique for this one. Again, I don't know if you care enough, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. So I like to put in the image in this folder so I can see if the colors match first. So right now I think this one is a little bit too bright. So I'm gonna open up the color changing menu right here. And if I use the slider a little bit, I can kind of color match it a little bit more with the background. So here we have the before and here we have the after. And now you can just drag and drop this into the folder one just to make sure that I kind of just like the color that is being used. I kind of made all of these templates. Again, these are in my tutorial guide video to show you how I quickly do this. And I also put it in the other one. And then the color of the folder, I'm gonna make like a darkish blue, which again, I'm gonna just color pick from here. And then we're just gonna use the bucket tool here to fill this in. And we will also be exporting this one right here. And these are all of our elements done. Now it's time to put everything together. This is the fun part. So I'm just gonna open the file that's in my little template here. There we go. We're gonna call this Ocean Blues. And the description too. For the image, I'm normally just take the preview from my images because there's normally nothing much to it. There's also a fun part here where you can just drag and drop. I love that. I love drag and drop in if you haven't noticed. This is the bottom here. This is the top here. As you can see, it's already filling in. Folder closed and folder open. We can also load the audio as you can hear. Just gonna hear double music for a second, but this all works. So now we get to change the colors. However, I kind of dig the pink already. Let me change also that we can see the folder, and that's what our bubble folder looks like. It's just like the most subtle texture. I just like it when it's just a little bit different from a default color, but I'm not really too picky with that one. Let's see if I make this all blue. I kind of like the top one pink. I really think I prefer that. But then this one all in the folder can stay pink. We can make this a lighter shade like so. I think that will look quite nice. We have kept a little bit of pink elements in here. I think that's fine because it's also in the rest of the image. And then we'll just change the arrow to also to blue. We'll just keep that white. Okay, and that is our first theme done. I really like that one, but we're gonna make another one, okay? Then I found this one, which I really like because it kind of has the collage theme. I really like to make collage type themes, and here we have a bunch of these like together. So maybe we can combine a few of these images and then make something really pretty out of it. I also really like that one. So I think, I don't know which image we're gonna choose yet, but this one is going to be called Ocean Treasures. I think that's a good one. The thing is with the phone wallpapers, while I do really like to use them, I noticed that sometimes you kind of have to zoom out a little bit more than I would like in order for it to show up, because I kind of want to see like the whole image. So if we did it like this, it would be way more fun, but we're kind of missing the outside. So sometimes I also like to rotate it and make it a little bit bigger like so. Duplicate that and then make this one even bigger than that. And then it kind of depends what the image is, but for example, these kind of have a harsh line. So if you use a clipping mask, I hope it's not too complicated. You can kind of use a brush with that's really soft and kind of like blend the edges here, and then no one's gonna know. Literally no one's gonna know. Same as for this one at the bottom here. Maybe a little bit more with the jellyfish, so we're just gonna cut that out with it as well. And boom. There you have it. If it doesn't fit, just flip it. All right, it's that easy. So we can also export this one. I don't think I want to add any more details to this one. I don't have any simple, I guess. Maybe we can find an image. Just scrolling through here. I love these. I love all of these. These are so pretty. I kind of like these mermaids too. Pinterest made this new app. It's only available on mobile, but you can also access like people's posts on PC. So if you search for anything called Shuffle, because that's what the app name is called, someone makes in a collage, you can individually click on each of these items. So if you want to use these images, you can also just drag and drop these, which is pretty neat. But you know what? Let's save some of these. So you can just take these and then put them in your own Photoshop file, which I think is pretty neat. But this one's kind of cropped. So let me check if I can find some good stuff. All right, we have a fair short collection. So let's see if any of these kind of vamp up the space, make it a little bit more decoed out. I don't know. I'm also going to add the same technique I did with the glow inside, so we can have a little bit of a better blending. But we're just gonna have to change the color for this a little bit. You can also just color pick, which is quite nice. Maybe I can go for some sort of mermaid theme. Mermaid's treasure. That'll be kind of a cute plot line. Oh, that actually made it so much better. This made it so much cuter. That's crazy. And then we can have him like half in there, half not, to kind of have some dimension going on. All right, that's really cute. Shit, that is really, really cute. Okay, let me export these and let's choose a image for the folder. I'm thinking pearls. I think that would be so cute for these colors. It just has to be a little bit more bluish. I'm just gonna turn down the saturation and then use the slider to get more of a bluish pearl. There we go. So now we're just gonna drag this over to the folder. It's quite big of an image, so we're just gonna put that in there, put that in. For the folder background color, do one of these like darker shades of bluish, but as long as it's kind of matched, it's not really that important, I think, at least. There we go. And let me just change the shadow from pink to also the same blue we used back here. Let's copy that to this one, and this is also done. Look how cute. Now let's put everything together once again. All right, once again, description will be ocean treasures. Let's choose an image. I think I want to use the tail here for the preview, which we can just drag. Oh, my head's blocking it. I didn't even notice that. I'm sorry. Look, you could just drag and drop for the image right there. For the other fun parts, let's get our elements in here. This is for the bottom. This is for the top. This is for the closed box, and this is for the open one. Once again, using the Mario music, and then this is our folder. I think this is really cute. I just think this one should be fully bluish though. And then maybe we use a teal instead of the dark bluish, but I just want this one to be a little bit more oceany type thing deal. Folder background. I guess it could be the same teal, but just lighter. You can just use the thingy in the top here to change that. And I think that is done right here as well. So these are our two themes. I think I'm satisfied. I'm gonna put these on my DS now. Once again, you can download these. I will have a link to both of these themes in the description if you would like to download these for yourself. Now all we have to do is finish up the stand. So let's wait until that's dry so I can paint that, and then I think we're almost ready for our final results. We only have one thing to finish now. This is the stand. I ended up painting this off camera because it's just boring and I just wanted it to dry, so we're gonna add the details together now. I ended up using a little wooden dowel stick that I not so neatly cut off and tried to kind of shave it down. It's not the cleanest, but you know what? The art is in the handcraftedness, okay? So if we look at the DS now, it fits and it doesn't like move. Look, if I put it on there, I mean, it's not the straightest, but at least it stays and it doesn't fall off. So I'm actually quite excited about this, okay? It's like, it's looking pretty good. Also, I've been playing My Sims because I don't want to buy the Switch version and I can just download it on my DS, so that's what we've been doing. I'm thinking for this one, I used this special paint for rocks. I think I got it for my birthday a long time ago, so I figured to use it. They dry really fast, so that's really nice. So I used white, blue, and pink, kind of to go for the pastel theme so it matches there. I'm thinking I want to paint on some jellyfish maybe here on the side, and maybe we can even put the little fishes that I made after all, like on the side here. I think that's, you know what, that's kind of cute. At least I get some use out of these, and then I have one stray bubble, but maybe we can also glue on some other stuff. So we're gonna paint it first, and then we're gonna add a coating to it so it stays nice and perfect. And then I think we're already done. So let me go over in speed paint mode to get this finished. Because I wanted the colors to still match pretty well, I used the same pastel colors and a little bit of a darker pink to mix with the light one to make the jellyfish, because I wanted the jellyfish not to blend in too much but also not stand out too much, and I felt like I mixed around the same right consistency of color. I ended up making 3 jellyfish, one on the side getting coming off, a small one on the other side, and then one in the back that was pretty big. I was dealing with the shakiness so much again, and maybe it's because I'm recording and I just get nervous. I think that's what it is. But I also ended up adding a little bit of like shaky circles. This was on purpose though, to make it more look like artistic bubbles kind of, and of course adding the iconic little faces on there. I tried using the tool that I still had, and then I switched to a little brush to just kind of add a little bit of personality to it. I also tried adding a silver detail in there, but I hated that, so I quit immediately. And this is our final result. With our final touch of me gluing on the stars, I ended up skipping the fish just because of the colors. They still felt too random. I'll see if I use them for another project, but that's it. We glued everything on and we painted everything. Now that we have everything done and glued on where I want it, I decided not to go for the fishies. It just doesn't work for me this time. So I'm gonna add clear resin over this now, UV, just like I did with the other stuff. I'm just gonna use UV. I have this old brush I'm gonna use to apply because this one is already like overdue to be thrown out anyway. It's really hard to clean with the UV, so I try to use old brushes that are broken. And then I'm just gonna cure it. So I'm gonna be back, and I think I will add also some extra bubbles, but I need to see if we're gonna do that. So I guess I'll see you with our final reveal. We have finally finished this huge project I've been working on for like a hot minute now. I'm so proud of the result. I'm so excited about how it turned out. It is definitely exactly like how I wanted it. Even better with the bubbles, honestly. I will show you now the inside, of course, with the theme installed. I think this one is my favorite. I also added some bubbles and some extra decals here to make it more oceany, which I think fits in very well with the theme. Let me show you the other theme as well, which is this one. I also think this one is very pretty, but I'm going more for the background as well, so that's why I have that one installed. But this is the other theme. Again, the themes will both be available in the description if you want to download these for yourself for free. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my 3ds tour if you want to know everything that is on here, as well as any of my other 3ds videos, because I have a ton of that. Thank you all so much for watching till the end. I really hope I inspired at least someone to start trying to do this for yourself, because it's not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of patience, but it's definitely worth it because look how cool this looks. I'm so proud of this build. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!